If you are a senior citizen on food stamps or there is somebody in your family that is on SNAP benefits, pay attention to this video. November 2025 food stamps benefits are probably going to be delayed indefinitely, and I'm going to explain to you why. This is going to affect 42 million people that are receiving SNAP benefits, including seniors and people on disability benefits that depend on SNAP program to put food on the table. This is an emergency. So I wanted to come on here and give you details about why this is happening and how to prepare for the uncertainty that is about to happen with SNAP benefits. My name is Kwame Kwade. I am a government benefits expert for 15 years to help seniors get the retirement benefits they deserve. I create content on Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, and other government finance issues that affect seniors both in and out of Congress. Anything that's going to affect your retirement, your benefits, I want to bring it to you first. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I am glad you're here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let me know your city and your state. Where are you watching my broadcast from? I like to know where you guys are watching my channel from. And if you've been watching my content for a long time, welcome back. I am glad you're also here. We have a lot to cover. And this is the breaking news from the USA Today. The USDA issued a letter today warning that SNAP benefits face insufficient funds in November due to the government shutdown. And in simultaneously, we heard from the Speaker of the House that he is now fairly confident that the government shutdown is going to drag on through November. So if you are on SNAP food stamps and you're hearing this, it means that your November benefits may not come in at all because the government does not have enough money in the food stamps budget to issue November benefits without congressional authorization. Now, the October benefits were already on their way before the government shutdown happened, and the USDA had made that clear that October is going to be honored, but November, depending on how long the shutdown goes, November may be in jeopardy. And now we're here. So what does that mean? So basically, let me walk you through what's happening. So, the shutdown that began on October 1st, the USDA warned states that there's insufficient funds to pay November SNAP benefits. And as of October the 16th, which is today, the USDA has directed states to pause the process of requesting November funds. So they're telling the states, do not even ask for November food stamps funds because we don't have it. And let me go into some details and read some of this USA Today content so that you can see their reporting. So USA Today is saying that let me make sure that you can see it on the screen. Why is it not showing? Let's see. Bear with me for a second. There we go. So here's USA Today. Americans who rely on SNAP benefits to buy food may be affected as soon as November if the ongoing government shutdown continues. In a letter to the state agencies dated October the 10th, the United States Department of Agriculture said there will not be enough funds to pay the entirety of November SNAP benefits if the shutdown continues. If the current lapse in appropriation continues, there will be insufficient funds to pay November SNAP benefits for approximately 42 million individuals across the nation, which was a letter signed by the SNAP Development Director, Sasha Gersten Paul, and provided to USA Today by the North Carolina Department of Social and Human Services. So the the USDA is telling states that do not even bother requesting November funds because states have to request the money each month based on how many people are currently receiving benefits. So it's a monthly process where they send a report to the USDA saying, okay, this is how much we need for food stamps to cover people that are on food stamps. Well, the USDA is getting ahead of this and saying, do not bother even asking for money. So benefits will be affected if the shutdown continues. The USDA obviously has informed the states of that. Now, before I even go any further, if you want to stay ahead of all these breaking news that are happening, almost every day there is something crazy happening with government benefits. and it's my job to stay on top of it and to bring it to you. So if you want to be in the loop, sign up and join thousands of seniors that have already signed up for my text list. So text the word insider to 443-293-0080. It is a free service. When there's breaking news, I will send you a text message, not only telling you what is happening, but also giving you context about how it affects you, your benefits, your retirement, and your personal finance. So text the word insider to 443-293-0080 to join thousands of people that are already receiving text messages from me regarding breaking news. So let's get back to what this whole situation means for you. And I'm going to go back to the USA Today article and read some more. So it is saying that, let me pull it up again. So some government agencies effectively shut down during the lockdown, but the USDA, some operations did stay open. So state health officials across the country, including the North Carolina, Wisconsin, and Minnesota uh, Department of Human Services, have begun warning recipients of possible funds delay in November. So basically, these states are already getting ahead and sending letters to their citizens telling them, hey, November, you may not receive your SNAP benefit if the shutdown continues. Normally, states send the data about eligible household benefits to its electronic EBT vendor, but the USDA is directing states to pause on sending that information until further notice. So let me explain what that means. So basically, the states will send information to the USDA and say, this is how much we need to cover food stamps benefits this month. And then the states, once they get confirmation from the USDA, they have to load that information into the EBT vendor. There's a private company that then manages your EBT card. So they have to then send that information to the EBT vendor that will process it so that when your due date, your benefit due date comes, the benefit hits your account on time. That is the process behind the scenes of how food stamp benefits are authorized and processed and delivered. Well, the USDA, looking ahead and seeing what's about to happen, is getting ahead of it and telling the states, do not send that data to the vendor because we don't have the money. We don't think there's going to be enough money. So pause that. And the word they're using is what's scaring me. It says pause it until further notice. So they're not giving a specific date on when they think this is going to happen or when they think they might reopen. They are saying pause it until further notice. So on October the 10th, the USDA instructed states to hold off on sending November issuance files to their EBT card vendor until further notice. This could cause delay even if the shutdown ends, as states have staggered payment schedules that require advanced preparation. So even if the shutdown ends, this process have to kick back in, and it may take a while for them to bring everything back on track. So now, here's the thing. States cannot cover the shortfall even if they wanted to. So the states do not have the money to say, okay, USDA, we will pay the money and then, you know, you can reimburse us later. The states do not have that kind of money. And so what is likely to happen is that if this does not end, November, November food stamps benefits will be delayed. Now, SNAP is a federally funded program for states like Illinois, which administers over $350 million in benefits monthly. Replacing the funds is not even an option. So your state cannot help you even if they wanted to, because it's a lot of money, and the federal government is the only one that has that capacity to be able to pay that. I mean, Illinois alone spends $350 million a month on food stamps. So you can see how gigantic that is. And then new applications are also being affected. Some states had to stop processing October applications for new applicants because the payment system that they have could not differentiate between October and November funds, and they didn't want to run into trouble with the government. So I wanted to bring this to you to make sure that you're up to date. Given the uncertainty, my advice to you is to manage your resources carefully, because we don't know how long this shutdown is going to happen. And there may be local assistance that could help you get through the shutdown, including food banks and other local resources. So call 211 in your local area to get food assistance options that may be available to you during this government shutdown. And as usual, stay with me here and continue to check my channel, because I'm going to stay on top of this story and make sure that I bring you the latest news and updates on what's going to happen with SNAP benefits in the month of November. Now, again, if you want to get this breaking news updates, then text the word insider to 443-293-0080. Now, if you are a senior citizen, there's one more thing I want to share with you, because probably know that open enrollment for Medicare is in full swing. And I have been saying this since the beginning of the month of August, that I am on a mission to help 100,000 seniors find peace of mind about Medicare this open enrollment season. Why is that important? Well, you have earned the benefit. You paid, you worked 30, 40, 50 years into paying to Medicare, but the government is not just going to put you in the best plan possible. It is your job to find that, and I'm here to help you do that. 90% of all seniors are in the wrong Medicare plan, and during this open enrollment season, I want to help change that. How? By educating you about Medicare, by sharing guides and resources that can help you better understand Medicare, and connecting you to the best resources and support. Now, why is it important? Well, being in the wrong Medicare plan is going to cost you money. Seniors spend about $6,000 a year out of pocket costs, and costs have risen dramatically this year. So this is the year to pay attention, because there are a lot of surprises that you don't want to be caught with. And then it could also affect your health. There's nothing worse than needing medical care and not having the right coverage. And if you turn on the news every single day, there is something that is changing with Medicare. Even those of us that do this professionally, and whose job it is to just keep up with the news, it can be a lot. So that is why we've partnered with Chapter Medicare. They are not there to sell you any particular plan from any company. They are there to give you unbiased advice, free of charge, to help you figure out if you are in the right plan for you now, and if you need to switch, help you switch to a better plan. We've sent over 2,500 of our viewers like you to Chapter, and they've gotten that peace of mind that I'm talking about, which means that they put you in the right plan that fits your budget, the health providers that you need, your doctors, your hospitals network, and the prescription drug coverage, and it fits your needs and your budget. So call Chapter today. They're open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern, 539-205-2147. And they also open on weekends, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. So this is the time to do this. There's a small window that has just opened that allows you to switch to a better plan. And do not make the mistake that a lot of seniors make of saying, I'm going to stay with my current plan, because all plans are changing, and there are a lot of drastic changes that are happening with current plans, that you should not assume automatically that everything that is covered in your plan today is covered tomorrow. There are surprises. That's why your annual notice of coverage letter is supposed to explain that to you. And then now you can, if you don't want to use Chapter, you can go to the Medicare Plan Finder on the government's website and look at the 24,000 plans and figure out which one is in your local area that fits your need. And I mean that. I mean that sincerely. I think you should do your research, compare plans. Don't automatically sign the plan that you're currently on, because a lot is changing. And even in some 6 states, there are 6 states that are about to, on original Medicare, they are now about to be put through pre-approval, pre-authorization. If you're in Oklahoma, Ohio, Washington, New Jersey, Arizona, and Texas, you are going to be required to get pre-authorization on original Medicare to get certain services, certain procedures, certain devices. And so a lot is changing. So just blindly renewing your current Medicare plan is a big mistake. So do your research, but if you need help with that research, then call our partner Chapter. They are ready and happy to help you. 539-205-2147. I'll put their information in the description and in the comments. They are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. These are the people you'll be talking to, and tons of 5-star review that we've been sharing in our content every day to just make you understand that we don't just partner with any organization. These guys are the real deal. And so not only can they help you switch to a better plan, they can save you $1,100 on average on Medicare during the Medicare Advantage open enrollment. So, guys, that's all I have to for you today. If you like what you heard, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in another video tomorrow.